Hey everyone! Everybody know what time it is?
Fence armor time!
We come to the show today talking about the Fence Armor Uni. It never hurts to recap. The Fence Armor Uni is designed specifically for irregular size wood. Not your average size wood, but wood that is potentially a rectangle or a subvariant of a square, if there's such a thing. It comes in four parts, four different parts, so you could handle actually four corners of a shed, for instance, if you just needed to protect the corners. But it also allows you to, of course, expand and contract so that you can cover a span of 3.5 inches all the way out to 6.5 inches. I did have an application the other day with a customer who had two 6x6 posts fused together. So that gave him a span of 11 inches. So in this case, the front face was still perfectly fine for 5.5. So he was covered there, but he had this space in the middle here that he needed to cover. So that space in the middle could be covered with another piece of fence armor, which you could flatten. If that gap isn't being affected by the weed whacker, then really the corners are the only thing you need. So in an application like that, what I suggested is, even rather than the Uni in that case, because the front face was 5.5, just use our regular Pro Series. Then it would cover the face and the side and give you a more trimmed look rather than having these slots on the side. So there's a lot of different ways, and I've said this many times, think of fence armor like Lego. We can solve most conditions based on what those posts are by using all the pieces that we've got. So we're going to be talking about a situation where it's more of a decorative situation. Post is 5 1/8, I believe, by 5 1/8. We don't have anything for that. I mean, that's not lumber you would normally buy. The Uni is a perfect scenario. That's about 5 1/8. And you know, you can put your slots on the inside and leave the fence armor on the outside, as it were, like in there. So if you follow what I mean, they're a little more discreet. But the idea here is give it a decorative look. These posts are on my deck, and they're not going to see any weed whacker damage. They're going to see raccoons, because those guys are everywhere, believe it or not. But this will just kind of dress up those posts, give it a more rugged look, like a blacksmith kind of look. So that's why I'm using them. If it'd been a regular size like 5-inch, we would have used a regular version, but in this case, the Unis are the perfect application. This is a case where one size fits all, sort of, kind of, 3.5 to 6.5. So if you fall in that range, the other thing too is the 6-inch version gives you 8 screws, so you got 2 on every corner, so it'll give you 8. The 3-inch high version will give you 4 screws, and typically you would install them so that the slots on the backside just looks a little nicer. There is a tooling hole, you'll notice, on the 3-inch edition. That's just a tooling hole. You don't need to use it. All right, guys, thank you for joining. Please like and subscribe. We'd like to see you again next week.